Hey, what's going on? Aaron Chen here. Hope you are doing well. If you're watching this video right now, you might be doing some research on Passive Income Geek, which is created by Morten Storgard, right? And you're wondering, hey, can I make money using Passive Income Geek? What is this program all about, okay? I'm going to talk all about it. I'm going to review the program, and then you can decide whether or not this is a good program for you to get into, okay? So, Passive Income Geek, Morten Storgard is a very successful YouTuber and SEO consultant. Has done very, very well online, and his product is really all about creating niche websites for you to rank on Google so that you can then monetize those websites after your website has become pretty high in ranking and you're getting lots of views. Okay, it's a very old school strategy, right? This has actually been around for many, many, many years, right? He's going to show you exactly how he is doing it in the modern world, right? So let me kind of run through the modules a little bit and the price points, and then you can decide whether or not this is the right strategy for you, okay? So what Morten does is nothing new. He's just been able to do it really well, and he's created multiple very sub-niched websites, which not a lot of people know about, but he has been able to rank them successfully on Google. He generates articles, and Google finds his websites, and then basically what he does is he creates affiliate offers, which he recommends on the sites, and he sells ad space as well. Okay, now this isn't a quick business thing. This takes a little while to create, right? Because for Google to find your website, it's going to take a little bit of time, and I'll show you a little bit more about that. But let's go through the modules. So there are 9 modules. Okay, module number 1 is all about creating a good finding a good niche, right? So he talks all about finding the right niche that is not super competitive, how to find a profitable niche, how to avoid bad ones, so that you can hit the ground running. So he talks about competition and all that great stuff. All right, module number 2, topic research. He talks about how to find the right keywords so that you can, go after the right keywords, and make sure that you avoid the bad ones inside of your niche. Module 3 is all about finding the right domain name for your actual website. Bad domain names aren't great. He's going to teach you a strategy on how to find the good ones. He talks all about how to set up your website in module number 4. He uses WordPress, okay, which is a pretty standard software that people use, but he's going to show you click by click how to set up your WordPress site, which is pretty cool. Okay, and the module number 5 is all about writing good content, okay, so that you not only get Google to like your stuff, but also you get to engage your audience as well, right, which is really important. Module number 6 is all about SEO, right? How do you rank your website? So SEO stands for search engine optimization, all right, which means that how do you set up your website so that Google knows exactly what your website is about, the on-page SEO and all of the off-page SEO, so that you can rank your articles. So for example, if you're doing a blog all about how to extract honeybees, right, or how to create a bee army or whatever it is, right, and your website's all about bees, then you need to make sure that Google knows exactly what your website is about. All right, and so in module number 6, he's going to teach you how to get your website up so that when someone types out, how do I get natural honey, or how do I create, a bee hive in my backyard, or something like that, then Google is going to actually know what your website is going to be about, right? Module number 7 is all about monetization. How do you monetize your entire website? Okay, how do you make money from it through affiliate offers? How do you sell ad space on your website to the right target audience? How do you charge people? All that great stuff, right? Module number 8 is social media. How do you promote your business through YouTube, Facebook, Pinterest as well, all right? Not just about ranking, but how do you get your message out there through social media? And then module number 9 is all about outsourcing your content, okay? So once you get to a certain stage, or maybe you have a bit of a budget and you want to outsource your your content creation, which is really important when you use this type of strategy, right? So how do you hire writers, okay? How do you get articles written for you? How do you get editors and staff to run your websites? How do you scale? Because this is the only way you can scale with this strategy, unless you want to work like 15 hours a day, is to hire staff, which is okay, so this is a great module. And so that's everything that's covered inside of Passive Income Geek, right? So very good, very well shot. Morten knows his stuff, right? The cost of this program it's not a lot. It's $299 per year, and then every year after that, it's just $99. So it's a very inexpensive program. Okay, so for what it is, if you want to learn how to build niche websites online, and you understand that this is going to be a long-term game, right? Because ranking on Google is a long-term game, and I'll just show you. He even says it himself. If you come all the way down here, this is not a quick fix, okay? If you look at where he says, how soon will my site make money? Because essentially you need to get your website up to a certain authority before Google will rank all your stuff and you're getting a lot of visitors, all right? He says it largely depends on how much content you produce early on, right? But with 2 to 3 articles per week, you should expect 20 to 50,000 page views per month after around a year, right? So he's not talking about months, he's talking about you need to do this hardcore for at least 12 months before you actually start to see some income, right? And then he says, and then you should be able to make $400 to $1,000 per month from ads, and then you can add some affiliate income to that, on top of that, right? So think about this, it's really not that much income. I mean, he even says it himself, right? This particular strategy requires a lot of work, a lot of effort, okay? You're not gonna see much results for at least 12 months, right? 6 to 12 months minimum. And even after 12 months, you're really only making $400 to $1,000 per ads, right? And then maybe you can add some affiliate income, which might add another $500 to $1,000. So after 12 months of work, you're still only seeing like, $1,000 to $2,000 per month, maybe. Okay, that's if you did everything right, right? So you have to understand what the strategy is about. This is a long-term strategy. Now, if you don't mind doing that, then that's okay. I mean, Morten was very upfront about it himself. This is not a quick fix. I mean, real businesses online aren't a quick fix anyway, but you have to understand the game that you're playing when you're taking a look at Passive Income Geek. You're playing the Google game, right? So you're ranking an affiliate site on Google. You want Google to rank your articles, and that takes time. It takes time to build up authority on Google, in the eyes of Google. Because think about this, right? We're at the stage of the internet where there are millions, hundreds of millions of websites online. So for Google to pinpoint your website and rank it, it's going to take you a little bit of time to build up that authority, right? So if you're okay with that, then Morten's going to show you how to do that, right? But please understand that whenever you play the Google game, number one, it takes a long time, because you've got to build up your authority, right? He said it himself. Number two, Google changes their algorithm a lot, right? And with this particular strategy, you're trying to keep up with the Google algorithm all the time. So whenever Google changes their algorithm, you might be ranking for, on page 1 for an article, but when they change their algorithm, you might not be ranking on page 1 at all. You might be ranking on page 5, and then you're gonna have to change and tweak your website. And Morten will probably update, the on-page and off-page SEO strategies as that happens. I mean, I had a friend who had a huge authority website, a review site online, and when Google updated their algorithm, this was like 6 months ago, it took him 3 months of work to update all of his articles and his whole site in order for his articles to start ranking again. So he was generating a lot of visitors, and it went from here to here overnight because Google changed the algorithm, right? So these are true stories, folks, right? So if you're watching this video right now, I played the SEO, search engine optimization game, back in, I think this was like 2010 or 2011, and I spent a lot of money on it. I spent tons of money on really high-end SEO software. I was writing, 2 articles a day, like crazy stuff, right? And I still wasn't able to get very good ranking. So understand that this is not an easy strategy, right? Morten's going to show you. I mean, the program is great, right? It's very inexpensive. It's great training on the topic, but you have to understand that if you want to go down, the Google route and ranking your articles and your blogs and on your websites on Google, it's a very, very tough strategy, right? In terms of internet marketing skill, right? On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the easiest and 10 being the hardest, SEO, this strategy right here is like a 10. It's very, very hard, right? There are people that have done very well. I mean, he's an SEO consultant himself. But for a lot of people, like the layperson, it's not an easy strategy, and it's a very, very long-term strategy, okay? Before you start seeing big income. So that's kind of my 2 cents on the program, Overall, the program is great. For an SEO course, it's very inexpensive, and he teaches very, very well. He's obviously very successful, great guy, right? But as a strategy, I think that there are better strategies out there. So it just depends on what you want to do. It depends on what kind of business you want to build, what your budget is, what your timelines are. If your budget's very small, then it's a great program. If you don't mind spending a bit more time before you see big income, and we're talking like 2-3 years, I mean, he says it himself on his website, right? Then it's okay. But if you're like, well, Aaron, I don't know if I want to use a strategy that's super complicated. I don't know if I want to game the Google algorithm. I don't know if I want to keep up with Google all the time, and I want to create some income a little bit quicker, then it might not be the program for you. But as a program on ranking sites on Google, it's a great program. Again, very affordable, and Morten knows exactly what he's talking about, right? But look, if you're here right now, I'm assuming that you're looking for a way to generate income online, right? Because you're looking for a way to create income through maybe affiliate marketing or generate sales through, just selling products online. I've been online for a long time, 12 plus years. I've tried everything, literally 90% of online business models I've tried. I started in 2009. I failed for 8 years. I spent over $100,000 on my business. I've been in 5 different multi-level marketing companies. I've done affiliate marketing. I own a drop shipping business. I've done top tier sales. I've done probably 3, 4, 5 different marketing systems, multiple business opportunities, survey websites, GPT websites, ClickBank, JVZoo, Warrior Plus. You name it, I've tried it, right? I've tried paid ads, I've tried free ads, I've tried SEO for an entire year. I've done so many different things. I've even tried to sell t-shirts on Facebook because that was very popular at one time, right? And I failed in a lot of these things, right? So I've had a lot more experience failing, and I've spent way more money than most people have ever tried online, right? And it wasn't until 2016, 8 years later, that I finally had a lot of success through this business model of affiliate marketing. Now, all affiliate marketing is when you sell other people's digital courses online, right? Which is what Morten also teaches you inside of his course. But the way that I do it compared to the way that Morten does it is slightly different. He ranks websites on Google. He plays the Google game. I play the game where you build out a very structured sales process, and then you find lots of different people through a lot of different strategies. It could be through YouTube or Instagram or Facebook or Google or LinkedIn, or there's so many different ways to find traffic, and you send people through a very specific process, okay? And that's how you build a relationship with them, and that's how you recommend great products, that's how people buy, and that's how you profit, okay? So it's I think it's a much more profitable and easy way for you to generate a lot of income online through affiliate marketing. You don't have to play the Google game. You don't have to rank your articles on Google. You don't have to worry about Google changing their algorithm or anything like that. It's more about understanding what your specific customer wants in your specific niche. How do you build out a very specific process to build a relationship with them? And then you just fill that process through an infinite amount of traffic strategies out there, because there's so many ways to get a targeted audience to see your stuff. I hope that makes sense, okay? And if you want to learn how to do that, I've got a free workshop that you can check out. And this workshop is the same workshop that hundreds and thousands of my students have been through, and they've learned how to create significant income. One of my students is generating over $20,000 a month using the exact strategy that I just mentioned. I have another student that's generating $1,000 a day. I mean, I'm obviously throwing out some huge numbers here, but when you learn how to concentrate a targeted group of people into a very strategic sales funnel, and you're adding value and you're magnetizing them towards you, this is how you get people to know, like, and trust you. And when people trust you, trust is really the currency online that will allow you to make a lot of money through the power of selling products, okay? And so the trust factor is super high. And when you understand how to do that, it's very, very powerful, okay? And you don't have to worry about if Google changes their algorithm or if Facebook shuts down your account or anything like that, because the power really is in the sales process that you created. How you find your targeted audience is completely up to you. I mean, there's so many ways. There's like 50, 100, 1,000 different ways to find a targeted audience. And if something changes, it doesn't matter. You can find another strategy, but your process, your main way of funneling people and converting them doesn't change. And that's the beauty about this particular strategy, okay? So if you would like to learn how to really sell products online, I've got a free workshop that you can check out. It's gonna show you a little bit more about how this process works, and all you need to do is just click the link directly below this video to access that workshop. Enter your name as soon as you land on my website, right? And I will send this workshop directly to your inbox. So please check your spam folder and your inbox, because sometimes email these days ends up in spam, right? And then enjoy the training, okay? Go through it. It's gonna be super detailed. It's gonna open your eyes to this whole world of selling digital products online. Something that I recommend that you do this year, because with everything that happened with the coronavirus, depending on when you're watching this video, because this will be online for a very long time, I think everybody knows that you need to virtualize your income now. If you don't virtualize your income, you are going to be stuck you know, in the dust with everybody else who didn't foresee what is going to happen with life in general in the future, right? You gotta virtualize your income, you gotta come online, you gotta learn how to build an income through the power of the internet, all right? So I hope you enjoyed this review, right? And I hope to see you on the workshop. Take care and all the best.